Good morning. Thank you for joining us for another IPAM TV interview. I'm here with Daniel BOEGE, partner of Golden Capital Partners from Munich. Good morning, Daniel. Nice to have you.
Thank you.
Would you like to do a quick introduction of yourself and your firm?
Sure, certainly. Golden Capital Partners is an asset manager based out of Munich, and we manage about 15 billion euros for predominantly German-speaking institutional investors, and we invest in private equity, infrastructure, and private credit.
Thank you. And you're based in Einsteinstraße, I saw, so you must all be terribly intelligent.
We are, totally, absolutely, that's true.
Let's talk about the European economy and European companies. How do you think private equity firms, when they manage their portfolios, can enhance companies' performance and therefore the competitiveness of Europe or European companies in general?
I believe there are three main ways that private equity firms can support their portfolio companies in becoming better companies, which is ultimately the driver for better returns. First of all, I think it's strategic. They can drive their portfolio companies to be more courageous and to grow faster, going to new markets, going to new products, drive consolidation in industries. I think that's a strategic angle. The second one clearly is it's on leadership and bringing the best teams or better teams to situations. I think that's the second layer. And the third one clearly is all about operational excellence. It's driving innovation. It's improving the infrastructure of a firm, improving functionality of a firm, driving the functions, and through that, really improving the firm.
And talking about capital markets and globalization, European capital markets have been, well, depending which country, but they've not been doing great recently. So what can private equity do to enhance capitalizations of European firms? And what can they do to make them more global, more globally relevant?
Yeah, I think there are two ways. I think the first one is clearly to build European champions. And to some extent, that's what they're doing, right? So you start with local champions and you grow them, you internationalize and you build pan-European champions. And through that, you gain scale and you gain relevance on the global markets as well. That's the one thing. But clearly to win on or to get access to the global capital markets, or if you want to go to the public markets, you have to make a better, your marketing spiel has to increase. You have to market the quality of European businesses more to make sure that international investors appreciate the quality of business that we have here in Europe.
How does the current perception of Europe, I mean, everybody is moaning about Europe and being the sick man of the world and Germany being the sick man of Europe. How does that impact private equity? How does it impact your work attracting LPs? And what strategies, what can you do to improve this?
I think it comes back down to the point of marketing. Clearly, private equity is micro-investor, not macro-investing. It helps if you've got tailwinds from the economy, certainly, but you invest in local champions that are niche leaders or become winners in their respective industries. So I think it's about marketing that. Clearly, we have problems in Europe in industries that I probably would not, my GPs not like to invest in. I don't see the role of private equity to solve the problem of the European automotive industry or the chemical industry. Those are very difficult problems to solve. But we have great companies in other sectors that are growing strongly and will have a more important role for Europe going forward.
So you're basically saying PE should focus on building more resilient companies, investing in fast-growing sectors to help Europe get out of this sick man of the world label.
I believe European private equity firms are doing that already. They're picking the sectors that are growing. But clearly, if you look at the headlines that you see in the papers, rightly so, we're covering large segments of the European economy that are struggling for macro reasons, energy, demographics, etc., that are difficult to solve. But private equity will support the growth and the faster growth of sectors that are less exposed to those problems, and hence help shift the industry sector or expertise and setup of the European economy, and through that support revitalization of Europe.
That's good to know. I think overall this morning at IPAM, the mood was quite positive in Europe with all the different possibilities. So glad to have had you and hope you're going to contribute to the shift.
Do my best. Thank you.